Hello, adventurer. To post or not to post? That is the question today.
Hey Mark.
Hey, John Eric.
What are you doing?
I thought it'd be you for a moment.
You threw me off. I didn't know. Why would you want to be me? You can be you. If you had a choice between being me or him, like, it's a no-brainer.
Every day I get to watch you in adventure. I just want to share an adventure.
We are sharing an adventure. I'm just on your adventure.
Hey, speaking of that, how did you get a can? These haven't even come out yet.
It turns out, a reformed hacker, I was able to find where some of them were kept.
He hacked the supply.
And if you want me to hack the supply for you, you'll post on Mike Patello's wall.
Ooh, I would like that. Tag him. To post or not to post?
That is the question. Hello, adventurer. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about maybe what to post. Well, more importantly, what you should never post. Do you want to be known for the things that you are against or the things that you're for? I think sometimes people don't understand. When I look at their feed, all they're communicating is everything that they don't like about the world instead of encouraging the things that you do. You see, I look at social media as my daughter on her dream board. She wanted to plant a garden, and I learned a lot about life through having to plant a garden with her. And you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to feed and fertilize those things that I wanted more of, and the things that I didn't want, I needed to weed those away. The things that were maybe negative, those rabbits that would jump in, I had to put fences around. I think of social media sometimes like that garden. The things that I want to see more of, man, I water and fertilize those. I high five and I comment on those things. The things that I don't want, I gotta sometimes remove some things. Sometimes I gotta build a little bit of a barrier because I don't want that negativity to come in and eat some of those things that are good. So start thinking of it more in those terms. It's not a technical thing. It's a human organic thing. There's this proverb that says, the power of life and death is in the tongue. And you know what? I would say that the power of life and death is in your post, is in your tweet. Breathe life into things instead of just breathing death and a curse on things. So we have a saying that says, don't feed the trolls. Jeremiah had to Google this for me. But it says, one who posts a deliberate, provocative message to a news group or a message board or your Facebook wall or a tweet with the intention of causing maximum disruption and argument. You know what? There's going to be trolls out in the world. Don't feed them. There's going to be people that post stuff and you just want to go, that makes me so mad. But you're being baited. That's what they do. You have to realize that their satisfaction comes out of your response. So when you want to feed into that, even if you're right, you're never going to convince them. So don't feed the trolls. You wouldn't go on stage in front of a lot of people and criticize your children. If you're a horrible parent, you would. You know who you are. The Home Alone parents weren't horrible. That's a great family.
They left their kid twice for Christmas.
You do have a point there. Once, it's kind of understandable, but twice. What happened the third one? Didn't say it. Post on my wall what happened in 3. Just put hashtag spoiler alert. Let me know what happened. But when you go on social media, you have to realize you're taking a microphone. You're taking a stage. Be careful what you say because you would never want to tear somebody down. You would never want to be critical that way. We have a little bit of an internal policy with my team is that you never communicate your feelings on email. Email is for a factual exchange of information. You're not going to go through and say, this is how I feel, and we don't do that. The other thing is like with texting, it's so easy to say, I thought you said you were going to do this. I even saw today on somebody's Facebook, they wrote something really encouraging, and the other person wrote back, hey, thanks for calling me back. I'm going like, what? Who does that? Like, you're on a public stage. Why would you do that? If you do have to confront, right? Sometimes you need to have a tough conversation. Avoiding confrontation is a form of lying to that person. If you really care about them, you might need to have a conversation. Take the highest form of communication. And sending the tweet, sending a text, those are not the best forms of communication. You need to wait on those. Take out a journal, write down all your thoughts, scribble really hard, write that email, delete it, don't hit send. That's happened. Oops. I did not mean to send that. If there is an issue, talk to that person, sit down with that person. If you can't, try to maybe get a video chat. You can't do that, like maybe a phone call. Take the highest form of communication that you can and understand that social media is to spread a lot of good and not to go and amplify the bad. So if your question is what to post and not post, post a lot of things that breathe life into people, about how you want to help people, about your adventure, about how you're having fun. Those are great things you should post. All of the things that are criticism and negativity, just realize that all it's doing is reflecting those things. Don't post them. Don't amplify that. So this is probably a really good time to reflect and maybe look at your feed. Maybe look at your tweets. Look at your Instagram feed, and you might go back and maybe say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should delete some of those things. I think what happens is that we want to be perfect, and you know what? You're not going to be perfect. And social media is way too new. A lot of times there isn't a right answer. There's the right answer for you. It's okay to make mistakes. Go back and delete some of those. Learn from that. The way you post, how do you want to shape it? Because the world needs more thoughtful people, and your adventure and your opportunity begins right now.